And they're doing that with a whole lot of people.
And it's completely unconstitutional, and it's outrageous. I mean, you've always called for nonviolence, and you're not calling for any violence against anybody. You're simply saying this is treason.
Absolutely. And I think the American people need to wake up. We still have a slither of a chance to regain this nation, and we can go after the Illuminatis, we can go after the Bilderbergs, we can go after the power sources that are controlling our planet right now. We can go after them if we wake up. But if we don't, once they see, I think right now the Internet is perhaps the most powerful tool that can be used to stop what's happening in our nation.
And we better appreciate it, and we better use it right now while we still got it.
We certainly better. But, waking up the American people is a major task, as I'm sure you are very much aware of. We're going to need the support of and the awakeness of the American people.
Do you know who Mark Dice is?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Well, go to Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com, and I believe the headline is, what's our headline on our article about that? It's Mark Dice. What's the headline? Clueless in California, Mark Dice gets people to sign petition to ban the First Amendment. And he said, we want to ban free speech, ban people's right to criticize Obama in any way. And the majority of them signed the petition and read it and signed it. I mean, now that's Southern California, but that is zombie-like. I mean, that is the opposite of freedom. These people are dangerous.
No, you're absolutely right. And it's only going to get worse. And then you've got what I refer to as the dung-head media, others refer to them as mainstream media, who also are part of this process, whether or not they're being paid or whether or not they're being given political power. But they're promoting this ban on criticizing Obama as well. And in fact, Alex, during the campaign, when Obama issued a decree that his name, Hussein, should not be used, that was a form of banning free speech. And don't you know that the news media and others just stopped using the name?
Well, it's worse than that. In Vermont, of all places, in Illinois, in Missouri, and we have clips of it in Fall of the Republic, Dr. Manning. And I don't know if you've seen the film, I should send you a copy, where they said we're truth squads and that state officials and local DAs were on TV saying, if you lie about Obama, we're going to indict you. Not Obama can sue you if it's proven to be a lie later. They said if we see ads questioning him, and they said he's a Christian, he wants to cut your taxes, and that's a quote, and if you disagree with that, you're going to go to jail. They really were testing to see if they can just say, sit down and shut up. And people need to take this seriously. These people mean business.
Oh, absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Perhaps more so than the average person can fathom, and that's one of the reasons why people are still aware. Yeah, I'm aware of Fall of the Republic, and I'm aware of that statement. They not only mean business, Alex, but they're in control. They're riding this wave of power that they have, and they are not intimidated. I mean, who are you going to send to stop them? You know? I mean, who are you going to call the Marines and tell them to go after these people? Who are you going to send?
Well, that's the issue, is that you're right. They know they've got power. They don't care. They're robbing us. They're setting up a police state, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, I think there is, as you stated, the Internet is a powerful tool right now. They can be at least stopped with the power of the Internet, but used effectively. You cannot depend on the regular sources of dispensing information to do so. But again, it's going to take an awakening of the American people. But if the article you just referred to regarding people signing a petition stating that they are in agreement with any criticism of Obama, that should not happen, then it shows you the fact how people's minds are so controlled at present that they're willing to allow themselves to be constitutionally castrated, if you will.
It's stunning. Stay there. Reverend Manning, we're going to give you his website and more. He, of course, has a radio show as well. On the other side of this quick break, he has a lot of courage. You've got to admire that. We're going to come back after this break with Reverend Manning. Stay with us. All right, here's the deal. Reverend Manning's going to be with us 30 minutes into the next hour. You'll get a chance to talk to him, and I'm going to news blitz play a bunch of audio and video clips and break down a whole bunch of really important news we haven't gotten to yet. I've spoken some about it, but I want to spend more time about the Supreme Court ruling. I wanted to actually go read the ruling. And it's as I thought. Let's corporations give all the money they want, but it appears that the limitations, because they write these vague so they can expand their power, are still on private individuals giving money, but not on corporations. I mean, this is a perfect storm of evil. That is coming up, the latest on Haiti. But now listen, every time I have a special guest on and I say it's specifically for questions for them, people call in about anything but. We do this maybe once or twice a week. I say, for this guest, if you want to talk to them, specifically questions about what they're doing or questions to them, 1-800-259-9231, 1-800-259-9231. We'll have open phones later on whatever issues you want to talk about. But right now it's for Reverend Manning. Reverend Manning, looking at this country and all the lies, and we've really got 20+% unemployment. They say it's 10.2. They tell us the economy's getting better when it's clearly getting worse. They are just openly attacking the Second Amendment on every front, while then saying we don't want your guns. But then all these White House czars say they want a total ban on guns. All these White House czars openly saying they like Mao, but they're not communists. They're just a bunch of crooks. I mean, and then meanwhile you're getting demonized in the media, calling this treason, but you are seeing an awakening out there. Are you worried, though, that Republicans are co-opting the Tea Parties and basically defanging them?
Let me answer your last question first. I am convinced that the Tea Party is controlled opposition, perhaps more conspiratorial than the puppet masters that are pulling Obama's string. I mean, it is horrendous to watch Americans go down the primrose path of thinking somehow or another the Tea Party group is going to change Washington in any way whatsoever. But the other thing I think that I'm also noticing in America, and a lot of criticism has been leveled at me, that I am a person that's advocating overthrow the government through violent means. Of course, the Constitution does provide, under the right set of circumstances, to overthrow tyranny.
Declaration of Independence, sure.
Yes. But because I have been stating that I sense in America that a number of people feel that they have been pushed to the limits of their sense of being an American. They've been pushed to the limits. Their freedoms are being curtailed, if not being taken completely, and being marginalized. Big business is being given the slogan "too big to fail," while poor people are failing, or everyday working people are failing and being foreclosed. And I've been stating that the only way that we can clean house, not only must we remove Obama, but we must remove the power system and the structure that allows him to function, and the puppet masters, and that requires a revolution. I mean, it isn't just about moving Obama. You take out George Bush and put in Obama, and you've got the same problems going on. You take out Obama and put in anybody else, unless the entire system is clean, and that takes a revolution. And people have stated, well, I'm advocating violence, that, I'm about a violent spirit, and therefore people like the Tea Party people who come in. I was invited to speak at the Tea Party event on 9/12 in Washington, D.C., and a couple of weeks before the event, they called me up and canceled me and stated that I'm too incendiary, I'm too fiery, that I'm advocating violence and overthrow of the government, and on and on and on they went. But that's where we are with that process right now. But the truth of the matter is, America must be clean. There must be a revolution in this nation, Alex. Otherwise,
well, but the question is, what type of revolution? Well, I mean, there's no doubt there's been a globalist revolution overthrowing our republic.